Okay, this has got to be the #1 priority when it does come to cancelled projects. Star Wars 1313 was originally conceived as a third-person action-adventure game that actually dates back to more than 10 years ago. A couple of months ago, however, in case you haven't caught up with the news, they finally came up with this project's early gameplay footage, leaving a lot of questions, but you will be happy to know that EA is currently working on 4 Star Wars games, and 3 of which are new games. Personally, I do believe it's only a matter of time before we get an official update on Star Wars 1313 as well. Check it out.
I'm starting to think you brought me along just to do your dirty work.
If you think this is the dirty work, you better get ready for a wake-up call. It gets a lot dirtier where we're headed.
No problem.
All right, he isn't going anywhere. Might as well see if there's any place more comfortable on this rust bucket. It's a long way down.
Down?
Yeah, down. The rings aren't on Coruscant. They're underneath it.
Something's not right here.
Let's check. I'm okay! Get in there!
There they are! Covering fire!
Get over here!
They're taking the mark!
Let me handle this guy!
Truth is, there is a couple of Silent Hill games in the making right now, one of which is a collaboration with Hideo Kojima, and another one being developed by its original creator from 30 years back. See, the thing is, the playable teaser, or, well, you know, PT, Silent Hill, what we formerly believed to be Konami's last entry, is now actually a cancelled project. Well, it's even removed from the PlayStation Store, so obviously the project is shut down. However, like I mentioned earlier, the thing about it is, if you're a Silent Hill fan, all you need to do is to just make sure to stay tuned for an official reveal in the following months on the new Silent Hill game. So just keep it in mind. Prince of Persia Redemption, on the other hand, was, back when it was revealed, promised to be one of Ubisoft Montreal's biggest games ever. And regardless of the hype, it obviously never made it out. About 10 years since announcement, after the project was long gone, a video surfaced on YouTube as opposed to how the game would actually look like if it was to ever actually come out. Here it is in the flesh in case you missed it, but nonetheless, it was a bit too late for the company to pick up where they left off. With that said, however, there's 2 Prince of Persia games in development right now. One of them, in case you didn't know, is actually pretty much in the same vein.
Let's get our asses to that vault. Come on.
I'm on it.
Cover.
8 Days is actually the oldest project in this list. Technically speaking, it was announced during Sony's 2006 E3 press conference, and what looked to be an unrealistically good-looking game for the time of announcement, considering any other project in the making by any company. Well, obviously the project got cancelled due to the amount of premise, I would assume, that couldn't live up to, and even to this day somehow manages to hold an empty spot in my heart for wanting to play this game so bad.
Why do I let you drag me into this shit?
What's the worst that could happen? Wonderful.
Hardly seems like a fair fight. Just one of you against all of us. Let's go, big guy!
Scalebound, on the other hand, was without a doubt one of the most talked about projects when it was revealed by Platinum some like 5 years ago. What was said to be a Microsoft exclusive and somewhere between Devil May Cry and Skyrim. Despite the amount of hype though, this game was also cancelled in the same year officially. Instead they came up with the announcement of Babylon's Fall later on. However, believe it or not, Scalebound is said to be in the making still and could actually finally happen sometime next year. This is not only rumors, it's actually words from its developers and how enthusiastic they are to finally come up with the full game. So we'll see. Alright, if you've ever at some point have been a Rainbow Six fan, you'd probably know about almost 10 years ago, Ubisoft came up with a Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six project going by Patriots. What then I have reason to believe, due to the death of Tom Clancy himself in October of 2013, was officially put on hold and then eventually cancelled. Patriots, if it's any relief now, was about a Team Rainbow sent to the New York City to deal with a terrorist group calling themselves the True Patriots, which I'm not still sure, but I think it kinda sorta somehow was actually used in the Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege plot later on.
Contained, but the proxy bomber's on the move. Echo, proceed to street level and intercept the bomber. Ropes are set. On your lead.
Hostiles ahead. Take them out.
Engaging. We'll take red lane. Anyone have eyes on the bomb? NYPD is firing on the bomber. If they kill him, everybody on this bridge is gonna be below sky high. Engage NYPD immediately. Shut up! More hostiles lurking behind that car.
Keep your head down! Take down those hostiles.
Enemy neutralized.
Rally in my position.
I'll never see the sky again. I know he'll come for me.
No wonder they were all so afeared.
Now go. Go! And don't look back.
On the other hand, we have Deep Down, a working title, an action RPG Souls-like by Capcom, and one set in a science fantasy setting in New York, where you'll be able to play in co-op multiplayer and do time travel. Here's the thing, this game was announced exclusively for the PlayStation 4 all the way back in 2013, and later on for various reasons it entered development hell, and despite actually being near completion, the game was never released. Here's the thing, according to Capcom itself and a few other reports, this game is actually not cancelled and could still happen in the following year. So keep it in mind.
Ojalá pudiera darle estos poderes a otra persona.
Gave me it, my golden ring. He made it himself, you know. Isn't it lovely?
You were a soothfast friend to me and all who shared our trade.
Announced back in 2014 for release only on the PlayStation 4, Wild over here was, for those of you who couldn't still remember, a PlayStation exclusive project and what was promised to be an open world survival adventure game in which you'd play as a shaman and be able to play as animals. Now, however, after some 7 years, the project is reportedly cancelled. The team behind this whole project even stopped existing and the whole thing kinda died at its peak. However, considering all that, there's still words on Reddit and other websites indicating that the project might actually happen in the following year. So we'll see.
someone has built a town. A town where you can live, work, do business, and which can be governed.
About 3 years ago, some of you might remember some independent company called Killer Whale Games came up with the announcement of a Grand Theft Auto clone kind of thing project called Raw. Well, for those of you who followed, you probably know about a month later then they even came up with a Kickstarter campaign for the game, and within a month, due to how good this game actually looked like, received some like $200,000 or something, I think even more. And well, while the whole thing turned out to be a scam, eventually Raw could actually have been great. Up until this point, we don't really know what happened to the company either, and the project itself became officially cancelled around July last year.
Find a suitable job, make private contracts with other players, or execute high-risk state contracts. When it comes to power, there is no one more powerful than a mayor. And each player has a chance to become one. Expand and improve infrastructure, provide electricity, build ports, hospitals, police stations. Found new towns in other parts of the island, and don't ignore other players' needs, or things just might go crazy. Hire other players to form a dedicated team, and the sky is going to be the limit.
I didn't choose death. If anything, death chose me.
And last but not least, there is the one and only Pirates of the Caribbean Armada of the Damned. This is also obviously officially a cancelled project, promised to be an action-adventure role-playing game that was being developed by Propaganda Games, and it was the first attempt to create an open-world game based on the Pirates of the Caribbean film franchise. Well, this project was cancelled 10 to 12 years ago actually, and later on the company started developing another game called Tron Evolution. That's pretty much it.